What's good, everyone? It's the one and only NY Phenom. If you guys enjoy NFL NBA content, want to see some gaming content in the near future, give this video a like, and if you're new, go and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Now let's get into this video. Alright, it's the 2019-2020 LA Chargers team preview, man. This is the last AFC division that I am doing. Of course, I've done the AFC North, done the AFC East. I just did the AFC South, so now it's time to move on to the West side, man. It's time to move to the West, and we're going to start off with the LA Chargers, man. Of course, last year, the LA Chargers, they were second in AFC West. They went 12-4, tied for the number one team in the division with the Chiefs. They split both games with the Chiefs. I believe the Chiefs got the first seed because they won their game by more points or whatever. But anyway, it was a really good season last year. Made it to the playoffs, beat the Ravens in the wild card, lost to the Patriots, of course, got demolished. Got demolished by the Patriots in the divisional game. But it was a pretty successful year last year. They took good strides last year. They got over that hump. Years back it was like the Chargers could never. They always had the talent, but they could never get it done. But last year, they really got done on the field, made good strides. So let's go and speak about the upcoming season. Of course, last year, going to speak about the quarterback. And we're going to speak about Phillip Rivers, man. Phillip Rivers had one of his best seasons last year, man. One of his best seasons ever. And he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, in my opinion. Last year, he threw for 4,308 yards. Had 32 touchdowns, and he threw 12 picks. So, of course, that was a really good season. Had 68.3 completion percentage, which is really, really good. And, of course, he played all 16 games last year. And what I found out, which is just amazing, and I don't get why this is the most underrated part of Phillip Rivers' game. Of course, we can speak about his awareness, his accuracy, and just how he throws on anticipation, but his ability, man. Since 2006, he has played all 16 games in the regular season. That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. Just his availability. This dude never gets injured. And the thing is, the offensive line last year really wasn't that good. But Phillip Rivers, he's tough, man. He's just a tough quarterback, man. And he's out there, and he's going to give 100%. I mean, this dude is always healthy. You know what I'm saying? The last year that he hasn't played a full 16-game season was in 2005. And I believe that was when Drew Brees was still quarterback. So he wasn't even the full-time starter yet. So, I mean, Phillip Rivers, Pro Bowler. We know we were finna get out of Phillip Rivers. Now, the thing about Phillip Rivers is his arm. He's never been known for having a strong arm, and he's getting up there in age. And we could see last year that his arm is declining. It's declining, but he has some talent around him. So even with his arm strength falling off and his deep accuracy falling off, he still has other ways to beat you, and he can still always beat you in the intermediate game. I mean, Phillip Rivers is one of the best intermediate passes in the NFL. I mean, he has great short accuracy, has great quarterback awareness. So I really don't expect Phillip Rivers to have a drop-off season. And what you about to speak about, the running back position. If Melvin Gordon is not there, that means more passing attempts for Phillip Rivers. Could we see a Phillip Rivers MVP season? It's a possibility. But anyway, since he's speaking about Melvin Gordon, let's go and speak about the running back position. Now, of course, we know about the Melvin Gordon news. Already made a video on it. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. But, there's trade rumors from Melvin Gordon. He pretty much wants to get paid, and if the Chargers don't pay him, he's going to hold out. Pretty much go on his Le'Veon Bell, do his Le'Veon Bell impression. But, in my opinion, hopefully the Chargers bring Melvin Gordon back. I don't think that they can lose him, man. I know a lot of people feel, like I explained this in my Melvin Gordon video, but I know a lot of people feel that you can just replace a running back and get the same production from pretty much any running back in the NFL, but that's not how it works. Melvin Gordon is a star talent. I'm not sure if I consider him a top 10 running back, but he's still a really good running back. And I know Austin Eckler is pretty good. I know some people like Justin Jackson, but they're not Melvin Gordon. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, I think they're going to pay Melvin Gordon his money. And I expect Melvin Gordon to have a really good year. Catch around 500 passing yards, run for a good 1,000 yards, So, I think, Melvin Gordon's going to come in and have one of his best seasons. Now, speaking on the wide receiver position, they did lose Tyrell Williams in the offseason. He went to Oakland, of course. But, besides that, they still got Keelan Allen coming back. That's a Pro Bowl wide receiver right there. So, to get him back, they got Mike Williams, who I like. Mike Williams is just a monster. His size, his athleticism, he's just a beast, dude. And I expect him to have a breakout season. I could possibly see Mike Williams, especially with Tyrell Williams not there anymore. Mike Williams might be a Pro Bowler this upcoming season. He might be a Pro Bowler. He's a Pro Bowl caliber player, in my opinion. So we'll see how that works out. And of course, they still got Travis Benjamin, who's going to come in and play that slot position. So the wide receiver position is still looking really good. Lost some depth with Tyrell Williams gone, but this wide receiver position should still be really good if they can stay healthy. Now, the big thing, I think that the Chargers are going to really like is the return of Hunter Henry. Man, of course, Hunter Henry, he didn't play at all last year. He was injured, I believe, and he got injured in training camp, I believe. He's back. We know Hunter Henry. He's a good receiving tight end. He's going to really help out this offense for real. I'm not sure if they're going to bring back Antonio Gates. In my opinion, I would, just to have a reliable backup tight end. Antonio Gates, one of the best tight ends of all time. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Why not just bring him back, be the backup tight end, get a few snaps, ease Hunter Henry back in the offense. I think that'd be I think that's what they're going to do. Virgil Green, pretty decent backup tight end, so maybe they'll stick with Virgil Green, but in my opinion, I think the Chargers should just bring back Antonio Gates as a backup tight end. Now, the offensive line is the spot I want to talk about, man. This offensive line struggled last year. Don't get it twisted. Phillip Rivers had a great season last year. Keenan Allen broke out, and the offense played well, but this offensive line is not that good. I'm saying, just to keep it a buck. Now, they did have a Pro Bowler on the offensive line last year, Mike Pouncey. Of course, we know him from Pittsburgh. He's been one of the best centers for the past 5, 6, 7, 8, pretty much since he came in the league, for pretty much the past decade. But besides Mike Pouncey, this offensive line has some question marks. Now, the tackle position seems like it's settled. Of course, you got Russell Okung. I'm a Seahawks fan, so I've been knowing Russell Okung, but of course he's not in his prime anymore. He's getting up there in age. And then you got Sam Tevy, who's solid. But they drafted Trey Pickens. Pippins. Is it Pippins or Pippins? Anyway, they drafted him. He's an offensive tackle, but with Russell Okung and Sam Tevy, I'm not sure if he's going to even play this season. And besides that, the guard position is a big question mark. Their guard position looks like a huge weak point. That's a big struggling point, is that guard position. And, who knows? Is Russell Okung going to still be a solid tackle? I believe he can be solid, but he's going to stay healthy. Is this rookie, if one of the tackles go down with injuries, is this rookie going to be able to step in and be a solid starting tackle? I'm not sure. So, besides Mike Pouncey, this offensive line has question marks, and I'm not really big on this offensive line. They really didn't address anything to help this offensive line go into next season. Like I said, Trey Pippins is not projected to start this upcoming season. So, this offensive line has some question marks, man. But, besides that, Derek Watt, pretty good fullback. Maybe he helps out with the blocking. But I mean, besides that, man, this offense should still be pretty solid. The only thing I could really see preventing this offense to be as good as it was last season is Phillip Rivers just declining, which I doubt it. You know, I know, like I said, I know his arm strength is getting weaker and weaker, but he still has solid wideouts around him to make up for that. And then this offensive line, or if they don't pay Melvin Gordon. So the big things on the offensive side is, will Phillip Rivers decline? Will they pay Melvin Gordon? And can this offensive line improve? That's the big question marks. But I expect this offense to still be pretty solid. Top 10 offense, maybe. I'm not sure. Like I said, there's still some question marks in the offensive line. And you lost Tyrell Williams, but I expect Mike Williams to have a big season. So this offensive line is, not this offensive line, but this offense in general is still pretty good. But let's speak on this defense, man. I'm really liking this defense, man. I really am. Of course, this is a 4-3 defense. Of course, this D-line is led by Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. They drafted Jerry Tillery in the first round, so he's projected to come in and be a starting nose tackle with my man Brandon Meebang, former Seahawk. Much love to him. So this D-line is looking really solid, man. It's looking like one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. And I mean, when you have the D ends with Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram, this defense is going to be... the defensive line is already top-notch. Brandon Meebang, he is getting up there in age, but in my opinion, he's still a solid defensive tackle. I wouldn't call him a really good defensive tackle like how he was with the Seahawks, but still a solid defensive tackle. And then they brought in the rookie Jerry Tillery to play pretty much the nose tackle position. So the D-line looks really good. Linebacker position, in my opinion, the linebacker position last year was a huge struggle. The weak point of the Chargers last year. But look what they did in the offseason. They brought in Thomas Davis. I really, really, really like that pickup in Thomas Davis, man. Thomas Davis is a stud. I know he's getting up there in age, and the Panthers, they didn't want to pay him. But, man, even though that Thomas Davis is old, this dude is still a tackling machine. This dude is great in the run stopping, decent coverage, has great linebacking awareness. Great pickup by the Chargers, man, especially when you had a position at linebacker that was a huge struggle last year. You bring in somebody like Thomas Davis, an enforcer, a veteran who's going to be the leader of this linebacking court. Shout out to the Chargers making that move, man. Like I said with the Panthers, I haven't done the Panthers preview yet, and I don't want to speak on it that much. And I know there's some Panthers fans that are subscribed to the channel. Shout out to y'all. But y'all defense looking really good, but I don't get how you guys got rid of Thomas Davis. Good pickup by the Chargers bringing in Thomas Davis. I'm expecting linebacker core to step up with that move. Denzel Perryman is somebody with some potential. So I'm expecting this linebacker core to take a big jump. Now, are they going to be a top 10 linebacking core? I won't go that far, but they should be solid this year. They should be solid at that position. Now, in the secondary, this is where the Chargers make their money, man. Of course, you got Casey Hayward out there locked down any top wide receiver. I mean, Casey Hayward, he's up there for top cornerbacks in the NFL. He's up there with the best of them. Maybe he's not the best, but he's up there with the best of them. And of course, you had Desmond King last year, somebody that was a rookie and just dominated. I mean, this dude was a Pro Bowler. This dude was an All-Pro defensive player as a rookie. I mean, he was possibly the best defense player last year. You know what I'm saying? Not even including rookies. I mean, this dude is a stud. I believe he's a cornerback, but he can play safety. He can play in the box. I mean, this dude's a machine. He's a ball hawking player, finds the ball, can tackle. I mean, this dude's the truth. He's gonna be one of the top secondary players, top defensive backs for the next 5 to 10 years, man. He's the truth. Then you got Trevor Williams, really solid cornerback. And then you got Derwin James, who Oh my fault. I was talking about Desmond King as Derwin James. Desmond King wasn't a rookie last year. I'm mixing up with Derwin James. That's an L for me. But of course, Desmond King, he's also a Pro Bowler. So Desmond King is the truth. But Derwin James is what I was talking about. Derwin James is the safety that can play in the box. He was possibly the best defensive player last year. Derwin James. He was a rookie last year. Had a real possibility of winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, if it wasn't for Darius Leonard being a monster as a rookie last year as a linebacker for the Colts, Derwin James would have easily won Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, Derwin James, easily one of the top safeties in the NFL. He's an All-Pro, Pro Bowl last year, and he was just a rookie, man. He was just a rookie, so I'm not really expecting a second year, a sophomore slump or anything like that. I'm just expecting a second year leap for Derwin James, and this secondary it's up there with the best of them, and they even drafted another safety. So, I mean, we'll see how this works out, but I mean, this secondary is top notch, man. When you have a secondary consistent with Casey Hayward, Desmond King, Trevor Williams, and Derwin James, you got possibly the best secondary in the NFL. I mean, I know I said the Ravens have the best secondary, but the Chargers are up there with them. There's a real case. If it's up there with the Ravens and Chargers. Now, if you made me choose one from both teams, I will choose the Ravens secondary just because, I mean, it's top notch at every position. I just think that they're just going to be elite of the elite. But the Chargers are up there. They have a top 3 secondary easily. And that's the brightest part of their team, in my opinion. But, I mean, this defense is... The defense is where they get their money at. You know what I'm saying? So, this is going to be a top 10 defense in the NFL. And, yeah, they're just going to put in work on their defensive side, man. But, of course, I already talked about the offense, just talked about the defense. Now it's time to rank this team, man. And, you know, this was a playoff team last year. They won the game. They won the wild card game. Made it all the way to the divisional round. And this all season has been interesting. Like I said, there's already Melvin Gordon drama with the trade rumors and him wanting to get paid. I don't think you guys addressed the offensive line. Phillip Rivers is getting old. And yeah, I forgot to speak about this, but I like the addition of Tyrod Taylor as the backup. When you bring in a caliber, somebody who could possibly start for a team, I mean, it was 2 years ago when Tyrod Taylor led the Buffalo Bills to the playoffs. So when you bring in a starter like that, that's good. Just in case if Phillip Rivers get hurt, but I mean, I doubt it. I mean, Phillip Rivers has been healthy for the past 13 seasons, so I'm expecting him to be healthy. But good decision by the Chargers bringing in a backup like Tyrod Taylor. But yeah, just ranking the team, man, I had to put them in tier 2, man. This is a really good team, man. This defense is stout. This offense, I mean, at the skill positions, they got Keenan Allen. Melvin Gordon, he's still on the roster right now. And you got other wideouts like Mike Williams, who I expect to have a breakout season. And I like Travis Benjamin as a slot receiver. So when you got Phillip Rivers leading the way and have those stars around them, this offense is still going to be really good, and the defense is going to be elite. So I have to put him in tier 2. I can't put him in tier 1 with the elite teams yet because they still got to prove something in the come playoff time. But I mean, this team is for real. Got good coaching staff. Really like Anthony Lynn as the head coach. So, yeah, man. Yeah, this team is going to be up there competing with the Chiefs for top spot in the AFC West. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I really got to say, man. If you guys enjoy NFL, NBA content, want to see some gaming content in the near future, give this video a like. And if you're new, go and subscribe to the channel while you get it. I'm the Phenomenal One, and I'm out. Deuces.